Hello, welcome to Dawn's Inspirations. I'm Dawn McPhee. I'm going to show you how we're going to make the storage that you may have seen on the Pink Frog show on Create and Craft. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do, and then you won't miss out anything that's happening. So to make the A4 storage, you're going to need 2 sheets of A3, okay, and we do need to cut these. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, let's cut one at 33.5. And you're going to do that the same on both. Okay. However, obviously to do the next cut line, it's not going to fit in my trimmer because I'm going round the other way. Just making sure that's correct. So the next one needs to be that way around, but that's not going to fit in my trimmer. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. So if I bring my scoreboard in, I'm working in centimetres. Okay. So this is the centimetres version. Okay, so on the long side that we've just cut, the 33.5, you are going to need to do a score line at 4 centimetres, and you're going to need to do that on both. So this is the long side, this is the 33.5, 4 centimetres. Now you can make this file however wide you wish, whatever you're storing in it. So I'm going to show you the basics and how I come up with the measurements, and then you can adapt this to make the thickness that you want. Okay, but I'm doing a 4 centimetre side one. So now I'm going to turn on the short side, and I need to score at 4 centimetres again, because this is making the box. You've got 4 centimetres at the bottom and 4 at the side, so it's like making a box. It's going to work. So you're going to have 4 centimetres, then I'm going 25 centimetres, and then I'm going to go 29 centimetres. And this is this little bit here that needs cutting off, that won't fit in my trimmer, so I can just do it with scissors. Now, my scoreboard doesn't go all the way down, so if yours doesn't, just flip it over and repeat. So I'm going to do 4 centimetres, 25 centimetres and 29 centimetres, and you need to do that on both. So this is the short side. I'll do it again with you for the second piece. We do 4 centimetres, 25 centimetres and 29 centimetres. And then flip that round again and just do the same. So that's 4, 25 and 29. Move this out of the way, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the piece we don't want, because that won't fit in my trimmer. You could use a ruler and a craft knife, the choice is yours. So you need to do that on both. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to tell you to burnish your score lines, because we're doing construction. And you're going to do that on both. Okay. Sorry if I knocked the camera. That's the trouble. I want the camera to, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. But with the A3, it's a bit close to my desk, really. There we go. So that's all folded over. Okay, so that looks all nice. And then the next thing we're going to do is to cut away a couple of these tabs. So on one sheet, you're going to cut straight and you're going to cut straight, and you're taking that tab out, and you're going to do that the same on one sheet only. Okay, so that's one sheet done like that with the 2 tabs taken out. So then the next sheet, what we're going to do is we're going to do straight up to the score line, then a little mitre, and then a little mitre. You're going to do that on one tab, and then you're going to do it on the other. So you're going straight up, then a mitre, and then a mitre. Okay, so you can put all those bits out of the way. So the next thing we need to do is decide the height of how our folder's going to look. And I think I'm going to go up to 15 centimetres. So I'm going to bring my paper trimmer back in. And I'm going to do a cut line. So I'm folding this over. I'm going to do a cut line at 15 centimetres. But I'm only cutting to the first score line on one side. Okay, so that's that piece. I do need to get a new blade for my trimmer. There. Okay, and then you can pop that in your trimmer, and then from that score line to this score line, if I fold that over, you can see. So you're going to fit that in your channel of your trimmer. And that should fit in quite nicely. Okay, I do need to get a new blade. This is 350 GSM I'm using here. So this is the Pink Frog 350 GSM. And for this construction, these projects, I would recommend the 350 card, or the craft card, or the 350 super smooth, and even the watercolour would work. So again, we're going to go 15 up to that first score line, and then fold that over, and then we're going to do from that score line up to there. Okay, there we go. And if you keep that, this is going to come in handy, so just keep that as a template. So let's just join these together. So how you're going to join them together is obviously one on top of the other. I'm going to use just some all-purpose, Callao all-purpose here. So I'm going round the edge. Now I'm going on the piece with it cut away. So this is going to go on top because we're folding that flap over. So you get a nice professional finish. So that is going to go onto there, like so. Okay. And then the next one, if you flap this one back and that one over, and again without the tab on, put the glue on the one without the tab. Okay, and then just fold that over, because that should all fit square. Wipe any glue away if you've got any, and that is the beauty of the Callao, that you can wipe it off your projects. And again, give that a really good burnish to disperse the glue into the fibres of the paper. And then to do it the other way, all you do is tweak it over that side and do it again. And you can see I've got a little bit of glue coming out the top. So now we've got our file folder, but we can decorate this if you wish. You may not wish to, but if you want to decorate it, this is the stage I would decorate it before you actually construct putting the base on. So you can decorate it in several ways. You could just do it with some cardstock and then stamp on it, or just have it plain. In fact, I'm going to go on with one of the coloured cardstocks from Pink Frog. I think I'm going to use some green. So then I can keep all my green card in here. So do you remember that angle we had? So let me put one of these out of the way. If you lay this on your cardstock, like so, and just draw a line. Okay. You can then bring your paper trimmer in. And trim that. Okay. Let me show you where we're getting at. So this then will fit on top of there, but I want to have a little gap all the way around, so I'm going to take 1/2 centimetre off there. I'm going to take 1/2 centimetre off the bottom, and let's just see if that fits nicely, because I just like a little border around. In fact, I'm going to take a little bit more off. Want a bit more of a border showing. But this is personal choice. Okay. Your personal choice. So I'm happy with that one. So I'm going to do exactly the same on this one. So what I can do is just draw around this one, because they're going to be mirrored, remember. So if you line them up now, can you see how far in I've come? So I just went over 1/2 centimetre. You may want to come in a whole centimetre and have a bit more of a choice, you know, a bit more of the craft showing. But it's great, I just think, like now, just to add my coloured cardstock. I know what cardstock I've got in that project, in that folder, you know. Everything's all together. So as I said, this is the landscape version, and on the next video I will show you a portrait version, but the same rules apply with your measuring. Okay, so you haven't got to, let me pop this one that end, that's it. And then I need 2 panels for the front and back. So I'm going to need another piece of green. And I'm going to go at 3.5 centimetres down an A4 strip. And then this other piece only needs to be 15. So I'm going to do 3.5 that way, so I'm not wasting my card. So the one at the front, if you remember, we cut and it was 15, so I'm going to come down just under 14.5, and then this one was, that should be okay. I'm just going to take a little bit off there. Let's just see if that's going to fit. No, I need to take a bit more off. Just going to take another centimetre off that, and then that's all ready to be stuck on. So you can see how quick and easy these bits are, and this is where, if you were doing pattern papers, This is the stage you would now decorate before we actually put the file folder together. Okay. So, but it's a great way to get organised. You know, it's a new year, new start. Let's get our craft spaces organised. Whether you're working on a kitchen table and you've got a cupboard, or whether you're working in a craft room, you know, let's get organised for 2023 with our craft room storage, or craft space, I should call it, because everybody's space is different depending on what you have. So, and then if you're anything like me, my other half's always moaning I've got stuff all over the house with my crafting, which I do. You can keep it all tucked away, all nice and tidy. You know exactly where everything is going to be, so you know where you are for your storage. I do need to get a new trimmer blade. Not happy with that at all. Let's use that one. And a little top tip is when you're trimming, if you've got like a gully, if you just rub it with your bone folder, it smooths out that line. There's a little tip. So let's stick this one. This could be, you know, lovely graphic 45s. You could make one of these in 12 by 12 to take your papers. You know, these can be used for so many different things. I'm thinking craft room storage, obviously, but this could just be everyday storage around the house. This could be the children's letters from school. It could be, you know, any correspondence. If you've got, you know, anything like me in our kitchen, all the letters are on the side in the kitchen worktop. Well, how about putting one of these to match your kitchen colour, and then all the letters can go in it, so they're not all over the worktop, driving everybody mad, getting in the way. Or put one in the hall, you know, as you come in the front door, so the letters can go in there, and then you know you've got to address them every day. So let's get ourselves now space organised this year. So, just dispersing that glue. The Callow is very good with the craft because it soaks into the fibres of the paper, which is really good. So if I wanted to stamp on that, use pattern papers, that's the stage, all that would be done. So now let's join this together. So what we're going to do is we're going to go first one in. So you're going to put one of those in, and then we're going to stick our little tabs in first. I'm putting glue on my tabs, and they're going to go in first. So you have a plain one at the bottom, and then your first two tabs. And if you can, get in with your bone folder and just give that a little burnish. Okay, but by having the plain inside, I know you can't really see it, but by having that plain card inside, you've got a nice finish to the inside. And then the next thing is to put the glue on the last large flap. This is going to give these a really professional look. These would be nice as gifts, even for Father's Day. You know, get the dads organised in their office space as well, you know, if they want to take them to the office. Okay, just give that a bit of a rub on the desk there. And there you go, you've got a nice professional finish to your project. So there's your file folder. So let's grab some of my Pink Frog cardstock, A4. Pop that in there. That's all ready to go, all nicely stored. So I can now start getting organised so I know exactly where everything is. That's the portrait version. I'll see you in the next video for the landscape version.